Welcome back if you're not new, and welcome if you're new. I'm drawing in my sketchbook as always. Yeah, cool drawing. I like it a lot. There's things I'll change, and there's things I'll probably do again, but overall, it's a pretty nice drawing. So, and this is just a little video because I had the time to make one. But yeah, I haven't done that much crazy stuff today. I had my first workout in a week, which I definitely felt it that I hadn't worked out. But I was also happy to be back because I didn't have to go down in weight or do anything less. It was a little bit harder than usual, but not really. Like it was pretty all right. It was pretty good. Yeah, and that was nice. And then I just chilled at home. I started on the painting. I'm kind of done with the sketch now. It's looking really good. I like it a lot, at least. My dad, he was like, I think it's done now, and you shouldn't do anything more towards it, to it. And then I asked my mom, and she was like, no, it's not finished. At least she thinks it's unfinished. And I'm like, I'm kind of more on her side about it. She's like, yeah, it's probably not finished, at least in my opinion. Um, but, we'll see. I'll definitely do some more, though. But I don't know how much more. Because my dad has a point. There is kind of the unfinishedness is kind of good, but in the same way, it can also be kind of bad. If you get my, what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm working on a painting, which would definitely be cool. So yeah, it's good to be back, though. It's really nice. Yeah, I've worked tomorrow. There's the 2.5 hour shift, so nothing crazy. But I'm also kind of happy that I'm just kind of slowly easing into working again, because if I just took a bunch of shifts right after, I know myself, and I would definitely be like, I wouldn't say annoyed, but just like more tired than I would want to be after a shift. I think so, at least. But yeah, pretty cool drawing. Yeah, there's not really much going on right now, which is weird, but that's fine. And sometimes it's just about making a video, making some art. Yeah, I do definitely feel that I'm just waiting on since I've worked a lot before. The last days of last month, I've worked a lot, so I get good payment. But I'm just waiting to see, when you get paid, you get kind of, in Denmark you get just a digital version of your paycheck. I think you also do that pretty much everywhere else, but you get the point. I'm just waiting, of course, to get the money, of course, but I'm also just interested in how many hours I've worked, and how much taxes are taken, all this sort of stuff. Because I feel like I spent money on my holiday. Money I did have, don't get me wrong, but just you know, in general, you get my point. Yeah, I also can't believe we're getting very close to starting in school again, which is really nice. Not that I like school necessarily, but I like the routine, and I like the people, and I like having something to do, which doesn't suck completely. Not that work sucks, but I've definitely realized this summer that yeah, I don't want this job forever. Uh, and to be honest, I don't really want to work. Like that's the main thing, is that I don't really want to work a whole bunch in general, but I want money too, to survive and make art and stuff like that. So we definitely have to go hard on the art making, and I've been really thinking about making a website like a Shopify or a big cartel or anything like that, so I can just so people can purchase my art. Because I think one of the the things about making my art accessible is also, getting people a chance to purchase my art, and in a more trustworthy way. Because personally, I could DM a Danish artist and be like, yeah, we can meet here and here. But if, I'm a Danish artist and I think most of my viewers are American, or at least not Danish, which is not a problem. I love all you guys, the Danish viewers, the non-Danish viewers, everybody. But that just means that you won't necessarily be able to be like, hey, can we meet up so I can, purchase this painting or look at it and stuff like that. Which is why I think a website would make, of course, viewing the paintings easier, and drawings and everything that's for sale, but also purchasing, because it's kind of more trustworthy when you have a website. At least I think so. Also, it's like more professional, I think. So I've been thinking about doing that, and it doesn't cost that much. It's not cheap, but it's definitely not too expensive, if you get my point. But we'll see. I'm not sure, but it will probably be coming this year, maybe. I don't know. We'll see in due time. But I do think like it's an important part of being an artist is marketing yourself, and I have to start making, probably making some shorts, doing some spinning the canvas videos again, just in general, because those seem to do kind of well, I guess. And maybe just answering other questions on the art, but we'll see. But yeah, I don't know if I'll do on YouTube here. I'll do short form, like shorts or something, but I'll definitely do on other platforms because it's kind of easier, I guess. In some way, it's easier, but not necessarily. But I think I should probably do that. But I'll also do it on the YouTube, because yeah, I want most of my viewers to be from long form content, but I should probably still make some short form too. That's just my opinion though. Also, I'm still doing that Q&A for 1000. I keep forgetting to like promote it. So if you have any questions, and of course I'll probably be answering more stuff, just generally things about myself, I guess, and my art journey and stuff like that. But I have gotten a few questions, which I, of course, will remember to put in the video. But I haven't begun recording. I'll begin recording once I hit 1000, then I'll release it, sometime after I've recorded it. So there's still a bunch of time left to get in on the video action. Yeah, I really like the way this kind of bluish gray works. This steel gray, it's really nice. Sometimes it's a little bit too dark, but other times it's just perfect. Just the perfect amount of bluish dark gray, and especially with the white highlights, which is something I've I want to do more of. I want there to be more highlights in my art, so my art becomes more three-dimensional. So, if that makes sense. At least that's important to me. That my art gets less flat, because there's definitely been a bunch of bunch of the older drawings which has been cool but also very flat, and I wouldn't necessarily say I like those, but it's all right. It's just a drawing, so nothing crazy. But yeah, just finishing up the page here, doing my usual stuff, just some zigzags and tic tacs and small little things, just finishing up. And there's always, lines to be put and things to be done. But yeah, It's about to be finished now. So I want to say thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And join the Discord if you want to. And, love you guys. Bye.